Hello and welcome to Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. We are your hosts, Vidas Pinkevičius
and Aušra Pinkevičienė.
We've been mastering secrets of organ playing for more than 20 years and sharing them on this blog since 2011.
On this show, which we create from our home in Vilnius, Lithuania, we strive to help you grow in every area of organ playing, including practice, technique, repertoire, sight reading, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory, harmony, and many others.
Our hope is to help you become a complete musician, or what we call as total organist, a program which we have created to help you reach your dreams faster than you would do on your own.
If you are new here, we invite you to subscribe to receive free updates of this blog at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
And now let's go to the podcast for today. Hi guys, this is Vidas.
And Aušra.
Let's start episode 475 of Secrets of Organ Playing podcast. And today I would like to talk about our recent trip to Denmark, to Svendborg and Copenhagen. In Svendborg we played our organ duet recital at the Svendborg International Organ Festival. So I thought it would be a nice opportunity to talk about it in greater detail, right, Aušra?
Yes.
So, Aušra, what was your overall experience about this trip?
About the trip or about the concert?
Let's start about the trip.
Well, it was a hard trip because I was sick during entire trip, so we had a very severe bacterial infection. And it just began during our trip at the beginning of it, so I had a fever while playing this recital, so it was basically a tough trip.
It was difficult, I think, to travel without antibiotics and without prescription. You cannot get it easily.
You cannot get it at all without prescription, so...
Right. Even at home in Lithuania, it's a tough time sometimes to get those. You have to go to the doctor. But if you're traveling abroad and you're a foreigner, you have to know the local rules, and it wasn't easy to find out. But luckily, we managed to call a doctor late at night, and I had a phone consultation with him, and he prescribed antibiotics for Aušra, which started helping her, I think, right?
But that was already after recital, so...
Yeah.
It didn't help me to perform.
So, talking about performance, what did you think about that organ, first of all?
I liked it very much, actually. I thought as a Markusen it was really nice.
It was improved Markusen from 2016. They did a renovation on it and added additional manuals, swell manual, and plus additional combination action, I think, plus some other things too, so that the organ wouldn't sound so screamy.
Well, and the more I travel and the more I try new instruments, actually the more I probably dislike our organ at St. John's Church. Because it's a clumsy and really difficult instrument to play on. Despite all this beautiful church, and all this wonderful acoustics. And despite some really nice organ stops. But in general, it's very hard to play it.
It needs also renovation, I think, about mechanics.
And when you travel, for example, as we went to Alp d'Huez or here to Svendborg, and you find these spectacular organs well taken care of, and it's just wonderful.
Exactly. Oh, what did you think about our program? I know it was a new one for you and not a very easy one.
And I think it was new for you too, or not?
It depends. Some of the pieces I played as a solo. Maybe we should.
Okay,
We
I
should.
see. So I did the hard part when, yes,
Maybe.
learning all the new stuff.
Yes. Maybe we should list the pieces that we played first. We played.
Of course, nobody will know them because we are all Lithuanian.
We played all Lithuanian program and started with arrangement of symphonic poem In the Forest by Mikalojus Konstantinas Čiurlionis, Lithuanian composer from the beginning of the century, end of the 19th century. And I think that was the first time it was performed on the organ.
Yes, definitely.
I think my own impression was that I liked it even when we practiced on our little home organ. And when we started playing it, it was such a wonderful experience in Svendborg.
Yes, true.
Sounded like an orchestra, really. Although registrations changes had to be done very cleverly and set up in advance, and it was a very long time consuming.
Yes, I think this rehearsal, a day before recital was the longest that I had in my entire life.
Plus you were with fever.
Yes.
And then we played what? We played
Reverie by Juozas Naujalis.
Romantic Composer. It was also a transcription. Originally it was written for string quartet, and it was a nice relief from Čiurlionis' symphonic poem. Then we played two pieces or two cycles, basically.
Well, one piece and one cycle.
Yes.
To be exact.
By contemporary Lithuanian composer Kristina Vasiliauskaitė. One was her early work for organ, for double organ, basically. Sounds of the Forest, which we dubbed more like a train sound.
Yes.
Because it reminded us as the train tracks. And the other one was a cycle with 4 Lithuanian folk songs. Which one you liked more?
Songs, of course.
Songs.
Song cycle, yes.
Her later style is more user-friendly. Although this modern-sounding early piece was a interesting contrast, I think, too.
Yeah. And when we played the Sonata at Patras by Bronius Kutavičius,
which was originally created for 2 organists and only later arranged for 1 organist.
And Vidas and I, we both have played this sonata as soloists. Of course, I don't think, have you ever performed? Yes, you performed it at once at St. John's Church. Well, and I played it way back when I was still a student at the Academy of Music.
I think my impression was that playing solo was easier.
I think so too. It's a tough piece to play together because it's sort of a minimalistic style and it's very serious in the character. It's based on the cycle of the funeral symphony paintings by Čiurlionis.
Yes.
So it's not an easy piece to manage, even
two of my own pieces. One was the piece that we played many times before, Fantasia,
Yes.
on the themes by Čiurlionis.
At least in this one we could a little bit relax, yes?
Yes, this was...
But of course, if you could call relaxation when the key changes like every 8 measures or each 4 measures. So, but at least we have played it before, performed it publicly before.
Mm-hmm. And then we finished our program with my arrangement for organ duet of Veni Creator Spiritus. It was originally opus 3, but I added second organ part, and basically it became like a new piece. When we practiced it at home, it sounded really convincing as a duet piece. It didn't sound like a solo piece.
True.
I mean, both organists had enough to do on their own.
More than enough, I think.
Mm-hmm. Did it sound okay in Svendborg?
Do you know I can say how it sounded in Svendborg? I hardly remember, what I was playing and how I was feeling.
Mm-hmm. I guess we let our audience decide. And we finished our program with an encore because people seem to like our playing.
Yes, we received standing ovations.
Yes, and they demanded for more. So we gave one more piece for them. It was a choral piece by the composer of Juozas Naujalis' Age, well-known Lithuanian anthem called Kur giria žaliuoja, or in English would be Where the forest grows, or is growing, probably. And it's famous because it is sung in every massive song festival in Lithuania. And it's so beautiful that it could be our national anthem, basically.
Would be better if than now our anthem is.
It has two stanzas or verses. We only played the first one because it didn't have text, obviously. But next time we do it, I would prefer two because it's so lovely.
Well, I think it's always better to do less than too much.
Yes, I would play less than 10 stanzas. But two, I think, is okay.
I think moderation in life is one of the most common, known, most necessary things. But not everybody can understand it, of course.
No, not everybody. So this was our experience at Svendborg. In general, the weather was sort of good for us.
Well, in general, the weather was very changing rapidly and quite dramatically, because when we arrived it was almost 30 degrees plus 30 degrees Celsius, and then during the next day it began to change, and when the third and the fourth day were quite cold, actually, with rain and wind. And
what did you think about Denmark in general?
Well, it's sort of very...
And Copenhagen.
Very clean, a nice country, sort of a little bit boring. I find people quite cold.
But friendly and helpful.
Well, yes.
In most cases.
Well, yes. But sort of, nobody, is in a hurry.
Relaxed.
Yes. And all those bicycles, you need to be really careful, do not get killed by one of them.
And now e-scooters zooming besides them too. So it's tough to cross the street. in Denmark. But a nice country to live in, I think.
Yeah. Did you get any adrenaline during recital or before or after?
At first, I was a little bit worried that you might not make it to the recital, and I would have to play your part too alone.
How do you imagine
I
that?
don't know. The night before, I was before I went to sleep, I was thinking, what could I do to play the same exact program, but with my own two hands and the feet?
I guess that's impossible in most of the cases.
Maybe I should have, improvised a little bit and played some music here and there.
Yes, and have 4 extra legs like octopus, yes?
Yes. Yeah, good that you managed to play. Saved me lots of nerves.
Yeah, but damaged my health a lot.
Exactly. Did you feel any adrenaline when you played, Osha?
No, not at all. And it was strange because usually I get some adrenaline either before or during or after recital. Because I remember when we played in duets, we did all duets, but you did one improvisation. And actually, I got adrenaline during your improvisation because I was playing Brandenburg concerto after that, and my hands were shaking. But in Svendborg, no. I guess because of the fever, all my adrenaline, was gone. So
I know what was different. In Svendborg, you didn't have to fight that fly.
but in duets, I fight that fly. After Mozart, it was already down on the floor, and I could, play how I wanted.
Right, but the feeling of the battle still was there with you.
Do you think so? Might be.
So, guys, this was our experience. We hope you have enjoyed recording, and if you haven't listened to it yet, we will try to share it in this conversation too. Alright, please send us more of your questions. We love helping you grow. And remember, when you practice,
Miracles happen.
This blog is supported by Total Organist, the most comprehensive organ training program online, where you will find courses for every area of organ playing, including technique, practice, sight reading, repertoire playing, hymn playing, improvisation, composition, music theory and harmony, with hundreds of scores and thousands of exercises. Here is what some of the students are saying.
Hugh writes, the sight reading course has helped me tremendously. Thank you very much for your essays, courses, and all your help.
Robert writes, I found the fingerings, registration ideas, and general comments to be excellent.
John writes, I have found your download very helpful. It was really excellent. I have watched some of your teaching videos, and when I read your instructions, I tried to imagine you are there teaching me. You may feel disappointed that I am 2-3 days behind, but I am a slow learner, and I have committed to taking the time to get it right as you say. But the other night my wife commented that she had never heard me play such a detailed melody in the left hand so well. My left hand is generally poor.
Robert writes, it has been a great pleasure in my life of having discovered your courses and material as well as the YouTube work of recordings. You have a calm and pleasant way of teaching.
Ron writes, Hi Vidas and Osha, thank you guys. What a wonderful response to my email note to you. You've got me right, and I feel you understand my level of playing. Yes, at home and lucky that I have an organ for that reason. I am paying attention to this, and I am going to try this haha no longer secret model. Yes, and I love Cesar Frank too. What is very nice about your blog podcast is that Osha and Vidas are like a Socratic dialogue. and by bouncing things off of each other, so much more information comes out and is expressed. Your comments contain a wealth of information and understanding. I really appreciate this. It is very inspiring and will keep us moving forward.
Would you like to receive the same or even better results that our students are getting? If so, join them at organduo.lt/total-organist. And of course, you will get the first month free too. You can cancel anytime.
Also, if you haven't yet subscribed to receive free updates of this blog, make sure you do that at organduo.lt. By subscribing, you will also receive free video, how to master any organ composition and 10-day organ playing mini course.
This was Vidas.
And Ausra from Secrets of Organ Playing.
And remember, when you practice,
miracles happen.